This is reposted.
I thought we'd start the show off today with a little bit of classy music because we're looking at Mrs. Manners. Miss Manners. Miss Manners. Yep, that's right. And basically, the quote we're going to say is an offer can be politely refused, and such refusal may be politely accepted. This is in response to this woman telling a story. She was at the hardware store. She had this 60-pound bag of, I think, mortar. She had something on her shoulder, and this guy was like, "Hey, can I help you?" And she said no. And he kept persisting, and it turned into she'd like, "Stop it." And he backed away and apologized. And I thought this was interesting of we're two of the least discriminated against type of people in the world. And so we might have a tone deaf take on this, but like, how do you know when to offer help to someone and when not to? I think the first week I was living in Boulder, I held the door open for a girl and she said, "I don't need your help." So like, it's a nice thing to do and a lot of people like it, but do you have a policy on this?
Oh, you're trying to touch my 80s sensibilities, aren't you, Mr. Keller? Right? I mean, the world was a lot different, maybe worse, whatever, back then. I think reading this and listening to this, right, there's a definite yes and there's a definite no, right? I mean, what's it hurt that you offered to open the door for a woman and she got crazy? Who cares, right? But I often see like a blind person walking on the street and I want to be like, "Hey, can I help you?" But I don't because I'm chicken. I
Yeah.
think the only wrong answer there is not offering help. And if they say no, who cares? But it's always okay to offer help, right?
Yeah, I think it is. And there might be the outliers that freak out on you and say, "I don't need you," because there's some other trigger. But I guess if you do offer and someone says no, stop it. But then I guess like, do you step in if someone else, if you see it, like, hey, other people are going to be uncomfortable because you keep persisting. It's a hard thing. And I think that people that are going to persist won't listen to this episode, but it's just a hard thing to try to understand what to do. I mean, if you see someone struggling, do you tell one of your kids, be like, "Hey, go help this person"? Or do you?
All the time. I way more than help. I tell my kids to help.
Okay. And
Absolutely.
do they do it?
They do it. Absolutely. They don't have a choice. They really have gotten good at that. Because back to this article, like, aren't we taught now that a woman's yes is yes and her no is no? We're supposed to take them at their word. So if
Yeah.
you try to help and they say no, that's it, right? And no one can fault you after that if they continue to have trouble with whatever they're doing. She said, "No, you're done. That's it." But at least you helped.
Yeah, I think this specific example is pretty clear. I mean, Miss Manners is responding to an outlier situation. I think for the most part, I would guess 99, maybe 100% of the time, if you offer help and someone says no, like it's gonna move away. What got me going down this rabbit hole was like, are manners dead? Or I mean, you said being an 80s kid, I think just like how society has changed on how we interact. I think if someone rings your doorbell, that's weird. It used to not be. People are on their phones, or if you say hello to someone on the street, sometimes that's weird. And I think it's just we've adjusted as a society to a different normal.
The big one for me living in San Francisco is giving up a seat on the bus for a woman. Like, you don't do that anymore. Like, it's insulting to them. I never do it. I do it for old people. I never do it for a woman. Like, I'll see and I'll just look down and pretend I'm looking at something.
Because you got no so many times, or what
No, just
prompted
because,
that?
like, hey, man, I feel like it's insulting to them these days. Like, hey, we're equal. Like, you can stand on a bus just as I can. So I just feel like the norm, and I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, in San Francisco is like, hey, either one can stand. If we're young, I'm not talking about an older woman, but
Right.
like a normal age young lady. What about paying on dates? Is that like a thing? Do guys now pay on dates? Expected to pay on dates?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a coin toss. I mean, we both know single people. I was single for a while, and I always wanted to pay on the first date. I mean, I guess this is me holding on to whatever norms used to be. Is like I like someone to offer to reach once, be like, "Oh, let me." And I'm like, "No, no, no, I got it." But if they keep on insisting, then it becomes awkward. You're like, "All right, I guess we can split it." Also, it's easier to split stuff with Venmo now or Square Cash App. So
Okay, I got another one for you. What about shaking a woman's hand? Are you expected to, like, you're in a group? Are you expected, like, you're shaking guys' hands? You shake a woman's hand?
was that ever not a thing?
Well, Yeah, I grew up. You didn't shake women's hands, gals. No, you never did.
You bow? What do you do?
We just didn't shake hands. Like if
You
I'm
just
meeting.
passed over him?
Well, no, but like in the old days when I
Oh,
met
I
him,
see what you're saying. Like like your friends normally don't shake hello.
yeah.
Okay,
Or
I
but
was
even in
thinking of
even
like
in the
you met
business
someone in
setting, like
like a
early in my
meet.
career, you didn't shake like a gal's hands. You just kind of waved. Whereas you would clearly shake a guy's hand.
Yeah, I fancy myself someone that always can adapt, and so if I try to read their body language, and if they don't look like they want to shake my hand, I won't. And if they make the move, I'm definitely in. I think maybe I'm more of a people pleaser in that aspect, where I'm never going to be the one that hugs hello, but I'm completely fine with it if someone else does. I try to go with the flow, which maybe isn't the Miss Manners right way.
I want to be more of a guy who like kisses good women friends on the cheek, but I can't pull it off like other guys can. There's lots
Yeah,
of people in
something
my
I
life
thought
I can't.
was interesting when I was in Argentina a few years ago. Everyone kisses hello. I was with a friend or this guy I met, and we are walking to the store, and we randomly ran into his guy friend on the street, and he introduced me, and we kissed hello. And I was like, "What's up with that?" It's just our culture is so different. I also remember being out with this group, and a bunch of people peeled off, and at the end of the night, it was like 3 a.m. and I'm with this group of guys from the Netherlands, and we're just like at this bar on a weeknight, and they're like, "Hey, let's dance." And me and four dudes just kind of danced at this nightclub. And I was like, if it was me, you, and our
We danced
intern, I don't
together.
think we would get up and
We
dance.
did at Barry's bachelor party. We was like dancing on the dance floor, just dudes.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I
Hey,
think
tell me,
just
a couple other that have like I would love to get your like. So, does a guy ever pull out a chair for a woman anymore?
I haven't done that in a long time. I try to open the car door often.
Okay, that was my next one.
Yeah, that's a good one.
You still do that?
I do that. Actually,
But
something that is not very chivalrous of me is that Nicole carries groceries a lot of the time. She's got this big purse, and she's got the weight distribution. So we go equal pay on that. But other than that, we try to help each other
so
out.
I just want to circle back to the article in this guy that clearly they kind of paint him out to be that he helped too much with this woman who's carrying this bag that's heavy, and he clearly really tries to help her. Just to defend him, maybe he's from the South and was raised that you really help a woman that needs it. Even if she's being polite if she says no, but she really wants help. Yes. I'm not saying that's right, but I'm kind of just defending him that he really wanted to take care of her. And it wasn't a sexual thing. It was like truly he wanted to help her.
So I don't know, pushback on that is maybe, but I think I didn't read it as a sexual thing. I read it as you're not physically capable of doing this, so I need to do it for you. And it was kind of and that's probably how it was received. So I guess next time I see you carrying a 60-pound bag of mortar. Also, why was it 60 pounds? I feel like they come in 50-pound increments. I'm not sure.
Look at you and your knowledge. Lastly, do you think the average person is getting away from like helping someone if you see someone that needs help, are we getting away from like saying, "Hey, can I help you?"
I think people are getting away from that because people are so self-focused at this point with social media and trying to figure out whatever is up with them. People are not observing as much. So whether they're being selfish or not, just people's focuses have changed.
It's a bummer.
It is a bummer. Well, if you need directions, don't reach out. We're at Reposted Podcast on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram. I'm Andrew Keller for Tweety Birds, and thanks for stopping by.